Y'all, welcome to Shaken and Stirred,
a podcast for women who are raising the bar. So grab your favorite cocktail and join us.
Cheers.
Well, we're
Okay.
freaking cool. So welcome. We're super pumped to be back. As you can tell, we have had the giggles for about 15 minutes, but we finally got something productive done about 15 seconds ago. We are really excited. We have the magazine coming out, Cocktails Magazine. So we're at our final destination, I think, is where we feel like we have landed over the past few months with Tomboy and the magazine and how we needed to handle separating everything and how it needed to be, marketed. Because it was all different and it's just evolving, and I feel like we've landed in like a permanent spot, and I think it's really cool because it's like we're here. We thought about it, we manifested it, and like we worked here and we're here. We're gonna have a magazine in a few weeks,
Like a real magazine. You guys, we started this almost a year ago, which is crazy. So, we started this just as something fun. I was overseas. It was a way for me and Kristen to have that little chat every week. That was a scheduled thing. And really, we had a great time doing it. And then we started thinking, what's next? And this chick right here is the mastermind and sole creator of the world. I swear to God, there's nothing she can't do. There's nothing she's not capable of. If she dreams it, she makes it happen. And here we are. So we're making it happen. And we've got this insane magazine coming out that we're so stoked about. I cannot wait for you guys to see the incredible women we're featuring, the incredible articles, the content. It is just going to be incredible. I can't be any more excited than I am. And so now we've revamped this podcast and we're going to just make it bigger and better. And we're so excited in this evolution and to be on this journey together.
and we're back, bitches.
Yeah. We took a little hiatus. It doesn't mean we weren't thinking or working or whatever, but we just needed, a little time to reset, regroup, refocus, and we're back in it.
Well, for me personally, just everything had to split. Everything had to be different. The topic stuff had to be separate. The magazine stuff had to be different. Everything needed to be different and separate for me to move everything forward. It was just where I was at with everything. And I kept thinking, well, why am I not looking forward to this? Why am I not looking forward to that? I'm not creating content for how do I put this? There's got to be a movement or propulsion forward so that there are new things to talk about and new things to make and new things to create. And you have to do the next step to move to the next step. And that's how you actually build something. So, sometimes it should or get off the pot with some things. So, yeah. And it took a lot of my brain power to do what all needed to be done because I'm not, mama money bags. I had to do a lot of these things myself because it's easier to trade my time for it right now.
Look at where you've come. This came out as an idea, and I know you've been thinking about this for a long time, but it started off as like an idea like, God, wouldn't it be cool to do a magazine? Then it turned into, no, I want to do a magazine. Do I do it online? Do I do it, with everything being on social media and just digital these days? Do people still want a magazine? And at the end of the day, the people we talked to and the people that, you asked around, they said, yeah, like we've lost that. And who doesn't want to pick up this beautiful piece of art? Because at the end of the day, that's what this is. It is art in so many ways. It is art based on the women that are in it. It is art based on the content, the information, the material. And y'all, it's not just all like la girl stuff. The whole magazine is not devoted to makeup and hairstyles. Like this magazine just encompasses so much knowledge and wealth from so many incredible women. And we're looking for more incredible women to showcase and add. And it's just like Kristen had a dream and here we are. So here we are.
I know. I'm super excited.
So tell them about the release. Tell them about when it's coming out. Little timeline.
Okay, well, we're looking at April 1st.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to do pre-orders before that. Those are going to start about a month out. 6 weeks is my I'm going to start opening it and post a few things about it for a week or two. And then when I get about a month out, I'm going to hammer it and just push it daily. I have different things already made where I'm going to be posting little bios about some of the creators, and it's kind of its own content machine if you are just doing the steps and plugging it in and making a post about your magazine, which I love that part. It's always a really fun aspect of all of this for me. So I just know that you have to be creating something to share it. Yeah. It's all about the creation, my friend. The other day, Gabe said something about it, something I had bought. I forget what it was, earrings or something. And he asked what I bought it for. I was like, just, to wear. He's like, well, I don't know. You might have bought that because you have a story that you're doing about such and such, and you need to lay it out on the counter and like photograph. Oh, because I had all these watches. That's what it was for Celeste. And I'm like, yeah, I got a bunch of watches. That was fun taking it through TSA, by the way.
Well, I bet. I bet.
I look like some kind of, I don't know what,
Smuggler, I'm sure.
Weird jewelry smuggler, whatever.
Right.
But I'm super excited. We have the coolest group of girls involved in all different ways. We have some girls that are only contributing artwork. We have some girls that have contributed full articles. We have some girls that have contributed little listicles and blurbs that they have. We have girls that have just been behind the scenes being the girl or the woman, that just tells me no and says, move on to the next idea. That's not you're good. That's not a good one. It's not your best. And it takes all kinds. I'm really excited. I want to have a party. Gabe especially wants to have a launch party.
Okay, I like it. I like it.
He is concerned this moment will pass us, that we won't have a party. Well, he really wants to have a party. So,
okay.
Well,
we have to have a cocktail party.
I mean, I totally agree. I feel like the thing we do is just take over a bar somewhere. I really lean towards my girlfriend's bar in Ridgeway just because it's awesome and it would support her business and it would get people out of Columbia and show them a new spot too.
I agree. And at the end of the day, like, your ultimate goal is to push the creation and just put it out there. But along with that, even though it is going to be a physical magazine, the social media aspect and the, social networking side of it is very important, especially in today's world. No one knows about anything unless it's on some sort of social media. So you will be seeing our post. We are going to be posting, sharing, and just giving y'all insight into what this is and what it's going to be and what it's going to be in the future.
Point. Like, it was like half of the reason for the magazine is to have somewhere to promote these women because they're already creating the content, but now I can find a way to let them or help them repurpose it and also highlight their business at the same time and also put other cool shit in it. It also gives them another piece of content they don't have to think about. Like on a Wednesday, they don't want to post about anything. They can say, oh, have you picked up a copy of Cocktails Magazine? I have an article in there. They didn't have to think about that piece of content at all. But it got their name out there that day, reminded their audience what they do, where they can read more about them. I mean, I feel like...
and I feel like a lot of the women that are
to explain this a lot. So I think that I've not explained it well.
But I think the most important thing is like you said, like, don't think that these articles are just, oh, this is my name, this is what I do, go check out my business. It showcases and lets you get to know some of these people that have these businesses, about their knowledge, about their passions, about things they're interested in. And it kind of gives you an insight into, do I want to do business with this person? Wow, well, they're really into the same stuff I am, or this is really interesting. And I like how she came across. So I think it showcases people in a light that maybe they're not portraying on their social media and they're not portraying, just in their business promotion. It lets you kind of see who they really are. And I think that's what's really cool about it.
It could be a different side that you don't see. It could be more of what you already know. I just think it's a cool way a cool way to network as a female. Also, on the flip side, yeah, I'm super excited. I think it's going to be really fun. We already have the first few issues covered. I'm already moving into this, the next half of the year. So that's exciting. Like, I'm already thinking about Christmas in January of next year. And That's kind of cool. Like, I'm having to learn how to do things or not even learn, but I'm having to think about things I never have had to think about before in different ways. And that's cool. So yeah, I'm just really excited. I think it's going to be a really fun way to highlight everybody with the podcast. I think this is like, hello, the coolest way to highlight women.
Yeah.
So just a brief rundown about something that we're going to do, because I'm already writing an article about it for the magazine. Vietnamese women in the nail salons. We all know they dominate. And I really want to highlight them because I heard a really cool snippet of a story about them that I thought was cool. I read a little bit more into it and I'm like, yep, I'm doing that. So what I'd like to do is have women on already that are talking about their business and what caused them to want to create the business or start the business, or not even a business necessarily. If it was a life change that they wanted to take, a risk they were thinking about, whatever it is, we want to talk about that, what stirred them. You see what I'm saying? Like,
Uh-huh.
this title so much when you texted it to me, because Leela totally came up with the podcast name.
No.
Well, I think you said stirred not shaken. I said stirred ain't shaken. It's like, it's a combination, but
Yeah.
the first thing you sent me and I'm like, yes.
Boom. That's it.
And I thought about it a little bit more and I was like, no, stirred ain't shaken, because to me, the way I read it was like, we're women that were stirred by an idea or a thought, and we were like literally shaken to the point that we made a movement in that direction of making whatever that was happen. Like Leland,
Yes.
Dubai, and that's you going to Dubai started with a thought at school one day where you're like, fuck this.
Yeah. Absolute 100%.
That's
100%.
one thought. You had it again 2 weeks
Like,
later.
I'm done. I will figure out a way out of this. And I did. And I packed 2 suitcases and I did that. You know, I got stirred up and I shook it on out, girl.
Everything happens
No, I love it.
where it is, you know? I just think it can happen with whatever it is that you're excited about, that you're passionate about. It could be that you just decided you started a garden one day. Awesome.
Right. I mean, and it can relate not just to business, it can relate to life changes, relationship changes, not just with, someone, your partner, but just people in your life. Sometimes you just got to get shaken up a little bit and then make a move. And I think that's what this is about. I think every woman and every story and the people that we're going to be having on the show as guests, we will be having a lot of the creators that are part of the magazine crew on the show so we can showcase them and you guys can get to know them as well. And I think everybody has a story and everybody has that defining moment in their story where you're just, it's time to make a change and you do it. And it's beautiful and it's scary and sometimes things don't go right at first, but you keep at it and get what you want.
Well, I just think that when you start out on any journey that kind of feels like a risk or something that might come with a lot of consequence if you fail, sometimes just the failure itself is enough for people, and it's enough to scare them into not doing something.
Mm-hmm.
You lose a few bodybuilding contests and you will not care because you have basically lost and failed in your underwear. You know, like you won't
Right.
have an emotional attachment to failure at all anymore. But I think that they get stuck on that. They don't pursue it when the reality is it's kind of like the time would pass anyway. So what, you were married and you got divorced after 15 years or whatever, however many years it is. It wasn't a failure just because you got divorced. It was time that passed and it would have passed anyway.
Right.
I think the regret is what comes into play when people betray themselves.
Yeah.
Like
I agree.
they ignored it. They kept going in the wrong direction. And then they're not upset they failed. They're upset they knew they were failing and they stuck with it too long.
Yeah, I agree.
Sometimes you got to jump ship.
Like they say, success is on the other side of fear, So things that scare you, that stir you up a little bit, those are the things. Those are the things you pursue and you do it till you find what works. And you're going to fail and fall and be frustrated sometimes. And that's part of life. And I think every time that happens, it makes you just a little bit stronger. Like, okay, if you just push through it, the side of it.
I had decided to set out on the path of doing a magazine, and I had spoken to a handful of girls and nobody thought it was a good idea. I would have never thought about that again. I would have thought it a few years down the road, thought that would have been cool. But everybody I spoke to was like, hell yeah, I'm in. I'll do it. Yeah, I'm in. So I'm like, okay, we're fucking doing it.
All right. Well, then we're all in. Let's go.
So I just started organizing everything and laying it all out and just one piece at a time. And I have had a ton of roadblocks, but it's knowing what's a roadblock you can get past and a roadblock that's, hey, that's a big red flag, man standing there waving. This is a cliff, not a whatever. You know what I mean? That being said, we are super pumped. We are going to have guests on, creators of the magazine, like Leela said, and just trying to bring interesting, current, timely topics, but also revisit some maybe old topics that we thought we knew well. One that keeps coming to mind is things like how to condition your hair, shave your legs, silly things that people do every
Self
self-tan, like exfoliating and the best way to apply it, not get it, blend it, whatever the most current things we deal, applying eyelashes, whatever they deal with. I just think revisiting things like that is cool. We just have a lot of cool stuff in the magazine already. I'm really excited about it. We have some cool dog mama things. We have some cool just parenting articles, a lot of cool wellness articles. You guys nailed that. Really. I say you guys, I'm like talking to them like they're sitting here, but hopefully some of them are listening. But it is really cool how many girls were on board and were willing to participate, think outside the box, and get a little provocative even, because I've been very upfront that I'm going to showcase the female form. And those are kind of the things I think about when I think, do people want a magazine in print? Well, I like coming home to things that are cool in my mailbox. I don't love getting bills, but it's cool when a magazine's in there. And especially when it's, got something in it that you can't get anywhere else.
Right.
That's why I feel.
And it's nice to look down at something that is pleasant to look at and just pick it up instead of picking up your phone and scrolling. I mean, we do that all day, every day. This way you can physically scroll through pages. And, I feel like we're in this point in time in history where so many of the old things are coming back, like fashion that was popular, back in the day is coming back. Ideologies, just certain things. So having that physical thing, you walk into someone's house and on their coffee table is this badass magazine with beautiful, incredible women on it. And then you open it up and there's something in there for everybody. I can't express to you the variety and just the vast amount of knowledge and information and fun, and everybody's got a voice, and it's not mundane and just like, oh, you're reading an entire magazine about penguins. This is like a one-stop shop. So it's going to be great. I think everybody can find something in it that they like.
Yep, we're getting spicy in the love section. I'm pumped about that.
And speaking of love,
what is Valentine?
I mean, it's Valentine's Day in a few days, whatever. What's your take on it, huh?
Day. Is it? I think this comes out the day before, actually. My bad.
Okay.
It's Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah, this will be out by then. Happy Valentine's Day, belated.
I got my little red on, for the vibe.
I even wore my dog collar.
Perfect. It's beautiful.
Yep.
What's your greatest? What is? First of all, I don't even know this. Are you like a Valentine's person? Like, are you one of those people that these holidays are like a thing?
I love any opportunity to kiss on my man. I still have my mistletoe up. Like, we don't. It's like Valentine's Day every day here.
Yeah,
we're assholes.
People. You have some people that are like, it's just another day. It's Valentine's Day every day in our relationship. Which, yes, it is. I mean, there's not a day that goes by that we don't kiss and hug and whatever. But I feel like at the end of the day, too, I'm not one of those people that thinks Valentine's Day is like the end all be all of love in my relationship. And if something huge doesn't happen, then it's just, oh, he doesn't love me. Of course, I don't think that, but it is nice just to have that designated day to do all the little corny stuff. And even if you don't celebrate it on Valentine's Day, designated love day. Let's just call it a love day, just to kind of recenter and maybe talk about things that you don't normally talk about and sit down and kind of just love each other and then do some other things. Yeah, no.
I think it's a great idea. You just described literally every day at my house. It's obnoxious.
why is it not okay?
I don't know
Like,
what other people are doing. So that's why when you're saying this to me, I'm like, I don't even know what it would be like not to do that.
no, even, I mean, we haven't been together in a third as long as you have, and we get the same comments like, oh, like y'all are so lovey-dovey and y'all aren't tired of each other. Why would I marry someone that no. But I know, I mean, I know plenty of people in relationships who barely speak to each other. You know, they get home, they sit on the couch, they're on their phones, whatever. They're not having sex. They're not, there's not a lovey-dovey moment in their life. And to me, I'm like, if I ever get to that point in my marriage is, I don't want that. I want to be those 85-year-olds that are like slapping each other on the butt and, like cuddled up in bed, like throwing each other's hips out and stuff. Like that's what to me, and I know that might be a rom-com version of marriage, but I'm not settling for less than that. That's what I want. That's what I have.
Really
And
myself. Yeah.
as long as it continues to be that, like I want to wake up 10 years from now and roll over and look at my husband and be like, that's my baby.
Yeah.
And I want to touch him and kiss him and do all type of nasty things, like
really? That's what I don't get.
so many people don't. Kristen, I'm starting to think like the older I get and the more couples I'm around and stuff, I'm like, do y'all like do y'all, no, y'all don't, no. Like every chance I get to walk by my husband and give him kisses and,
I feel like
play around and stuff.
I feel like I know a lot of couples that like each other though. So I don't know even where the stereotype comes from. I think I've even said this before. What I can't stand is the old 90s sitcoms where the dad is the dumbass and the mom is the smart ass that's just so sassy. Like, get the fuck out of here. Not on any given day am I disrespecting my husband or belittling him or any man that doesn't deserve it. I mean, there's have deserved it, but no, to intentionally belittle somebody, I don't understand that.
And never ever in front. I cannot comprehend disrespecting or belittling the man that I love in front of somebody else. Like you have got no. It's a hard no for me.
Just out of respect, I would say something later.
Yeah, right.
That never in a million years disagree with him in public. Ever. Yeah. That's number one. That's number one. We might go home and have a discussion, but we're not doing that. Right. Seriously, I agree. That to you, I would never, berate you in front of people. That's a personality thing. But yeah. I think there's so many things. I think there are actually a lot of people out there that like their spouse. I mean, I can think of at least 10, 2 handfuls right now of people that I think genuinely like each other. Now, I have recently found out that I'm wrong about a few of those couples because they're getting divorced. But I still think that they're out there.
Right. I mean, there are. I'm not saying they're not. I'm just saying that to a lot of people, I think it's more so the people that don't have it and have never had it, they don't understand. Like to them, it's like, are y'all putting on a show all the time? Or, is this, for social media posts and acting like y'all get along? And then, are you just putting on a show for people?
Yeah,
and I know people that do, but like, it's okay to have a genuine, happy relationship. And I won't settle for less. Like, is every day perfect? No, of course not. Is every day, do we agree on everything? And is every day this magical rainbows and sunshine? No. But at the end of the day, no matter what happened that day, no matter what mood, what experience we went through, that's my man. That is my number one. Like you said, my ride or die. I have his back. He has mine. And that's what matters, And I love that man hard.
You can definitely find us at @cocktailsmag_ for right now too at the magazine. Tomboy will still be rolling the way that it is rolling. The new stuff for the Tomboy where'd them words go? The new Tomboy stuff is coming out in March. So the new merch for Tomboy is March, and then the magazine's coming out in April. The pre-order for the magazine will start in March also. So there will be some new things coming out, but Tomboy still has its own socials.
Right. Like Tomboy's not going away.
Yeah, it's completely separate. So there's new socials to go follow, basically, is what I'm getting at. I don't have a new one for the podcast, Shaken and Stirred. I really like that new name. Let me get a little coat. Cheers. And then magazine, obviously, we'll keep everybody up to date, but the next few weeks for the podcast should be really fun as we get into kind of our routine here that will be a little more permanent.
And honestly, guys, if you have suggestions, if you want to be on the show, if you let us know, reach out and let's do this together. I feel like this is a journey for all of us. Okay, bye.
No, in my head, I was thinking, I can't stand that word. We got to find another word than journey. Every time I said it a few minutes ago, and I'm like, I hate the word. As I was saying it, I was hating it.
And I say it for work like 13 times a day because we call it our member journey. And I'm like, yeah, to meet you on this journey, to help you on this journey, I literally use the word journey 86 times a day now, which I love my new job, but we'll talk about that later.
It's awesome. So follow the new socials for the magazine at cocktailsmag_. I think that's it right now. There's a landing page for the magazine, but I'm not promoting it yet because there's a bug and I have to fix it first. It's one of those new things I had to learn how to do. That's another site for another. That's for another.
Yes. We get it. I get it.
There's something in this, but there was nothing.
Right. There's not.
Thanks for joining us on our latest episode.
Journey.
Not journey.
Just to not journey.
Following us on our journey, not journey.
Okay.
Okay.
Goodbye.
I'm signing off. That's what we're doing now. Okay.
Okay, bye.